Okay, there's a living, breathing metronome right there. You know, could you play in time with your heart? Probably could. What do you got to do though? You got to listen to it. You got to feel it. You know, that's what time is. That's what the metronome, the pulse is really feeling it. You know, you can technicalize it, look at it technically and, try and figure out all the different aspects, but really what it gets down to is being able to just feel the basic pulse. Subdividing and all of that is important, but first, I mean, if you can't feel 1, 2, 3, 4 at any given tempo, you're not going to be able to interpret the other subdivisions, whether it's a shuffle or a straight eighth rock or a swing tune or a reggae song or anything, So it's not a hard thing to do, but it's in our lives. We're so caught up with technology and driving and doing this, and we're so busy to really get in touch with where our pulse comes from. Really takes being able to find a quiet place within ourselves and be able to identify that. We have to look inward. A lot of times I work with my students and they may be having trouble with doing just little simple tasks, and I just say, close your eyes and play one note. Just use your ears. Shut out all that distraction, Just find that. Just find that. If you close your eyes and try playing, listen to what you're doing. Even if you're playing with a metronome, if you're playing with a record, playing with somebody else, close your eyes. Your eyes aren't going to tell you anything about how you sound. It's your ears, right? So if we can get to that place and realize where all of that's really coming from, what's involved with that, and know how it feels, not because it's really is a feeling, interpreting a feeling, to be able to play good time and interpret good time. It's feel. So we got to know how it feels to play, whether it's a slow shuffle or, a fast swing tune, or whatever. We need to know how that feels, because it really is. That's how we react to music. We like music because what? It feels good. It feels good to play. It feels good to listen to when it sounds good. Why? Because it feels good. It makes you feel good, right? So that's the essence of it all. We can figure out how we want to, approach learning it or, analyzing it. It's all within the science of music. But music is really a communication of a feeling,
So one of the things that we're also going to demonstrate for you today is how a bass player and a drummer come together. So we're individuals. Like I told you earlier, we play our personalities, right? So the bass player, like Steve, may feel the pulse in a particular place, and I may feel it a little differently. And so what we have to do as a unit, because it's up to us to create that foundation he was talking about earlier.
There's no metronome happening, right?
There's no metronome happening. It's just our own metronomes. I love that concept too. And we have to find common ground. So if I feel a particular groove a little top of the beat and he feels it behind, then we kind of meet each other halfway and we find that common ground. Or sometimes I may go with him or he may go with me. And it's okay.
We got to listen to each other.
We have to listen to each other, and there's no ego involved. That's the thing I want to make clear too. When I'm on a gig, I'm not thinking about myself. I'm thinking about the music, and I'm thinking about Steve, and I'm thinking about the piano player and the singer. I'm not thinking about myself. Because if I'm thinking about myself, I'm not going to be listening to the music. So when Steve and I play, we find a common groove. Let's play like let's play like a songo, okay? And we'll see how long it takes us to kind of lock in. Do this for me. Raise your hand when you feel it like completely lock in, okay? Nobody raised their hand.
Guess who
Nobody
wrote-
raised their hand. So
Your
does that
mom-
mean we
your
were
mom-
locked
Your
in?
mom did.
Huh?
Your mom did.
Oh, my mom did. Well, that's my mom. She's
That's not
biased.
fair. That's
That's not fair. Are you
paid
guys
her.
just shy, or you like? You didn't learn how to raise your hands when you were kids, or
We never locked it in.
you don't think so?
They said we never locked it in.
Yeah. Well, I did notice one thing though, that when you came in, did you guys hear where my bass drum changed? Did you hear that? All right, let's try it again, Steve. Let's keep playing until we lock it in.
All right, let's do it.
We can't leave tonight. You're all stuck here. We're prisoners tonight. It came together a little better this time, yeah. And
I hope.
the fun part is figuring out how to make that happen. So, did you notice something that I added to my groove? What did I add to my groove? The hi-hat. Did you hear the hi-hat start to play? So I started playing that typical songo hi-hat pattern. So what I was doing was trying to lay down a more solid quarter note, so that Steve would hear that, and I would feel it, and he would feel it, and we'd have something even more common. One of the tricky parts about playing a songo is that everything's on the offbeats. It's all syncopated.
For the bass.
You know, and if you don't think of it the right way, you get turned around. So I started playing that, and that brought it into play. So I think it was good that this was a great example of how when you come together, you have to find creative ways to communicate with each other so that you do elevate the music. You give music an opportunity to breathe. And sometimes I play gigs and it never happens. Sometimes, or it'll happen for like 2 beats, you know, and then the rest of the song is just, you're just working your way through it. But the thing that's important is to always try to find that, try to get that. And if you can't, for crying out loud, just play simple. When in doubt, lay out, you know, just like let's play a swing groove. Let's see if we do better on the swing.
All right.